Hello, everyone. It's Ryan, your landlord slash property manager, coming to you in a very unique and trying time for not just us locally, but the entire globe and planet. I have received numerous emails, text messages, what name you, on what is going on as far as your rental is concerned. Well, a few things. Let me start off by saying we don't want to put anyone in any jeopardy as far as your physical well being. So I am asking everyone to practice social distancing, not have gatherings in your unit, in your home, of more than 10 people as requested by the government. To that effect, we also want to make sure our maintenance staff and rental staff is also safe. Minor repairs, minor things will not be addressed at this time. If there's a hole in the wall, if you're requesting someone to mount a TV, if you are requesting access or assistance, I should say, in putting a air conditioner in your window, these things will happen after this passes. If you have an emergent situation, such as your furnace isn't working, such as plumbing is backing up, and by backup I mean overflowing, it's not draining. If it's a slow drain, please be patient on it, because again, we don't want to put our staff in jeopardy, nor you in jeopardy, if they bring something in. Okay. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this. Uh, we're just going to have to work together through this time. Uh, Many of you have asked or have said that maybe you're not working anymore. Uh, you need to immediately file for the benefits that have been granted by just about every state. The federal government is coming in. Um, if you're your own business owner, immediately file for a small business loan through the Small Business Association website. We're going to be putting some of this information for those of you who live in Sundance Manor on the Sundance Manor Facebook page. With that being said, if you are a food service worker that has lost their hours, might I suggest looking into temporary other positions as well? Many other companies are indeed ramping up their hiring through this period. We are speaking of Costco, Amazon Delivery, Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, Walmart. These are the companies that are indeed hiring. As a matter of fact, the state and federal governments are hiring for census workers. Although they did say they're not going to be sending people door to door, they are still hiring and will pay you now. So those are the things that you can do. If you sit back, if you've lost your job and you sit back, that doesn't sit well, because we still have to pay our employees to cover this. And many of our owners, many of our clients that own these properties that we rent to you, are not in a position to cover our expenses, our paychecks, unless you pay your rent. So if you're continually working, please pay your rent so our staff gets paid. Uh, we still have bills to pay, although in New York, supposedly as of this morning, they stopped mortgage payments. They have not done so yet in the state of Indiana. We also have our insurance that needs to get paid. That hasn't been waived. So here's the thing. Many of you have heard that they're delaying all court cases, and all that means is they're delaying. That doesn't mean that if you miss a payment, all the fees don't accrue. Right? That still is the case. If you miss your rent payment, the late fees and penalties do accrue. If you miss your payment because you lost your job or were laid off due to this virus and you failed to immediately apply for benefits, sadly, we have to move forward as soon as the court's open with evicting you. We will not allow you to catch up because you chose during this time to do nothing. We are all in this together. I am an employee just like you guys are, and I need to make ends meet for my kids and my family, as I'm sure you do. To that effect, we need you to step up if you have lost your job, if you have been slashed on hours. We need you to step up and apply for the benefits that are necessary. We will have compassion and work with those people who have applied for them. If you do not take the necessary steps, if you choose not to take those necessary steps to get that aid, I'm sorry, there's nothing that we can do. We are doing everything we can on our end to ensure that everything continues working through this crazy time in our world history. I'm sure once it passes, all of us will look back and maybe we'll all get shirts that said, I survived the COVID, the great COVID, or Corona. I don't know, something like that, right? But to that end, especially those of you who live in multi units, please practice social distancing and wash your hands. My son was in school before all this, and the nurse came in and talked to them and said, you have to be able to wash your hands while singing in your mind, happy birthday. That's enough washing. The key thing when washing is your fingertips. You're touching everything. Here's a few tidbits of information just that I thought I should share with you. Number one, the tax deadline has been delayed for income tax filing by the federal government. It is still yet to be seen if the state governments, because when you file your taxes, you have the United States tax returns and the state tax returns. Some of you file in Indiana. All of you should be filing in Indiana, but some in Illinois as well. To that end, we have yet to hear if the states are going to match the federal guidelines. This morning, the Trump administration announced that where before they wanted you to file your taxes by April 15th, you didn't have to pay if you owed them until July 15th. You still had to file was the issue. Well, many accountants were like, hey, you shut us down. We can't get to these people. So they have now extended the filing deadline to July 15th. Again, this is for the federal government only as of this point, as of this recording, which is taking place in the middle of the day at lunchtime on Friday, March 20th. I'm not sure when you're watching this. If you are expecting to get a tax refund, file your taxes immediately. The government is paying those out at a faster rate than before to ensure that the American citizens are getting money into their pocket during this trying time. That can help you with food. That can help you pay your rent, which is needed to continue getting things paid on our end. Again, if you have been laid off, immediately file for those are getting approved very, very quickly. Benefits will be sent out quickly. If you can show us that you filed right away, we will work with you. However, if you wait until after the rent is due to do so, then unfortunately, the minute you miss a late payment, we can mark your file for eviction for when courts open, you will be evicted. We need to work together. And I know that sounds harsh what I just said, but again, we have employees we need to pay. We have bills that we need to pay. And if you're choosing not to take the steps necessary that have been afforded to you, we have to find people that will. That might sound harsh. If you do miss your rent payment, fees and late penalties will accrue. You will have to pay those off. Work with us. Immediately apply for the benefits that you can get if you've had a down in your hours, a cutback in your hours, or if you've been laid off. Again, there's also many, many companies out there that are hiring. Most delivery companies, larger stores are hiring. You're talking Costco's, Walmart's, they're hiring. Amazon announced they're going to hire over 100,000 people. Same thing with Walmart. So be safe, practice social distancing, wash your hands, but communicate with us and understand that we're going to cut back on our maintenance availability because we don't want to endanger them or you unnecessarily. Excuse me. Would figure I'd cough in a video, right? Now I'm thinking about it. I need you guys to work with us and understand we're here for you. The minute this all comes over, we'll go right back to normal. We'll provide the services as usual. But again, if we understand that many people are being laid off or having their hours slashed, with that being said, if you're impacted in that way, you need to immediately, like as in today, go online and find out the benefits in your state and go and apply for them immediately. If you do not do so, and you fall behind on your rent, once you're behind, even though the courts are shut, once you're behind, technically you're in default. And at that point, the landlords can refuse to work with you because you failed to take the necessary steps. And then what will happen is once the courts open, you will be quick to be evicted. I've already been told that once the courts do open again, they're going to double up on everything and make it an expeditious process. It'll be even faster than before. I don't want to partake in that, and I hope you guys don't. So again, we're going to be posting, for those of you who are in our larger buildings and have Facebook pages, we're going to be posting on that Facebook page some key links for jobs and resources, but you can find them yourself. Again, please stay safe. Please wash your hands and keep your distance from others. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you as soon as we can.